What on earth are central banks doing at the moment? Should they be hiking, Bank of Japan? Should they be holding, such as the Bank of England and the Fed appear to be doing? Or should they be cutting, as we're getting from the Riksbank, the ECB and the SNB? And the answer is probably yes. In all three, because the data is supporting evidence of all three doing that as well. So it's very, very interesting moment. We've got Christian Keller waiting in the wings from Barclays. They just put out this mega note, and so we'll get a good round robin in a few moments' time. But we are setting up for another Super Thursday of central bank decisions. At 9:30 CET, we're going to hear from the aforementioned Swiss National Bank, with markets pricing a 66% chance of a 25 basis point rate cut. It's second this year. The Norge Bank will follow at 10:00 CET with around a 30% chance of a 25 basis point hike. Before we hear from the Bank of England this afternoon, which is all but certain to keep rates on hold. So, Arabile is at the wall.
Question? Answer, yes.
I think he is, yes.
Answer is yes. Of course, we had that CPI print yesterday, right, Steve? And let's look ahead then to the Bank of England's decision. It's the final time then that we will be hearing from the central bank ahead of the UK's general election. That coming up, of course, on July the 4th. And it does come with that headline inflation print that we made note of then from yesterday. Now back at target, hitting 2% for the first time then since July 2021. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak claimed credit, again, as he has for a number of months now, for the country's falling inflation level.
It's a very positive step, shows that the plan we put in place is working. Inflation back to target. It was 11% when I became Prime Minister. I said it was a priority to bring it down so that people can start now to feel an ease in the cost pressures that they've seen. And it's because that plan has worked that we've been able to start cutting people's taxes. And this election is about the future. We want to build on this economic foundation that we now have. And I want to keep cutting people's taxes at every stage in their life. And in contrast, Labour would reverse the progress that we've made and just whack taxes up for everyone, and I don't want to see that happen.
But as we tried to make note of yesterday, it's mixed signals, though, from this data, because the top-line figure is only part of the picture. Core inflation did remain well above target then at 3.5%, even as it fell from April's 3.9% level. And then on the other side, you had services inflation. That then even surprising to the upside. The market had anticipated a 5.5% figure. 5.7%, though, is what we got. Now, investors did reduce their bets on Bank of England easing, particularly after the data, not just necessarily for today's meeting, but really the meetings ahead. Markets see just a 1% chance of a move lower today, and just under 45 basis points of easing the remainder of this year, with the first fully priced-in rate cut coming only in November now, is what they've put forward. Economists now also expect the Bank of England to go further, with 63 out of 65 polled by Reuters ahead of that data, the inflation number, expecting a rate cut in August, though. The outlook for the end of the year was a little bit mixed then, with investment banks as well then, as economists largely split on whether we will see 50 or even 75 basis points of cuts this year, Steve.